Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, I hate you. I had my game of the year lined up. It was clearly going to be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but now I'm really not sure. Expedition 33 is set in a fantasy world that looks suspiciously like Paris. Every year, a villain called the Paintress paints a number in the distance which causes anyone that age to die. At the start of the game, we see all the 34-year-olds die, with the number turning to 33. There are expeditions that go out every year in an attempt to kill the Paintress and end what is basically turning into the end of humanity. Despite expeditions starting at 84, no one has ever returned. We play as discount Robert Pattinson Gustav, a 32-year-old with 1 year to live, setting out on an expedition with a largish group of people. Coming with him is his foster sister Maëlle. With the age coming down every year, very young children lose their parents, so very young people end up having to look after even younger people. Maëlle is a teenager, so she's basically throwing her life away to go with Gustav, but considering the circumstances, there's little point stopping her, because if they don't stop the Paintress, she's in for an earlier death in her 20s. And Maëlle comments that she doesn't feel like she belongs anyway. The visuals in this game are just stunning. The characters look great and the world is a pleasure to explore. The variety of the areas you visit is astonishing. From a gorgeous underwater world to a vibrant minigame beach to lush meadows. The music in this game, I'm just going to be dramatic and say that it changed my life. The music is just so unique and it explains the game perfectly, the mood perfectly, the setting perfectly. I am in love with the music in this game. I'm a big turn-based game fan, from Fire Emblem Three Houses to Persona to the turn-based Like a Dragon games, and you can see where the developers were showing what they wanted a turn-based game to be. The variety of moves each character has is insane. Instead of having one character be more of a heavy hitter and another character be the healer, each character has the ability to deal insane damage. For example, Gustav has an overcharge ability which charges throughout a fight by dealing damage or by dodging. If you wait for this ability to be fully charged, Gustav can do an insane amount of lightning damage. Then there's Lune, who is more of the typical mage, but she has these magical stains which fill up as she does spells. Doing more spells then consumes these stains and does extra damage. Maëlle has dueling stances where she can be offensive, defensive, or virtuoso, where she deals 200% more damage. One of my favourite parts is that you're not really limited on how many magical or special attacks you can do per fight. Most games have SP that depletes until you rest or use a special item, but in Expedition 33 you start each fight with a set amount of action points which you can build up throughout the fight and strategically use. It's also possible to complete the game without taking any damage whatsoever if you're good enough. You start the game being able to dodge or parry attacks, with more evasive moves becoming available as you progress. Dodging just means you take no damage, and parrying means you deal damage in return. The parry timing is so hard to achieve in my opinion, so I'm a bit of a dodge fiend. In most turn-based games, you have to accept you will take damage, even if there's a way to mitigate the damage you take. In Expedition 33, you have to do some form of dodge or you won't be able to win the fights. Some enemies do all of your health in one hit, so if you can't get the very narrow parry window, you need to try to dodge, which is definitely more forgiving. I feel like people who don't normally like turn-based games could like Expedition 33 for this reason, because it is possible to get insanely good and use pure skill to never die or take damage. The visual elements of combat are also amazing. The only complaint I have is that the lighting can make it hard to see in some fights. Like in this fight, there are 3 enemies, but there's no way to cycle through the enemies before you select a move, and then the turn order in the top left is not the greatest when all the enemies are the same type. As you need to rely on visual cues to dodge or parry, this could use more attention, in my opinion. There's also some special levels which are optional but require you to run and jump over obstacles, and these are extremely frustrating to me. The movements and jumping aren't precise enough, and even though characters can grab onto ledges in other levels, they magically forget how to do this in these platformer levels. My character would also always catch on the edge, stutter in their animation, and then fall. Very frustrating. But really, those complaints are so minor, and it's a testament to how amazing this game is. The story is just... I have no words. I feel like the concept itself is incredible, but then within the concept they picked a perfect time. The number being 33 means a lot of people just feel helpless about the situation and have given up, but also a lot of people still have a bit of hope. It's a story about our human desire to keep living and to find answers. The expedition quickly loses their hope that they are going to be the ones to kill the painters, but they keep going with the goal of collecting information for the next expedition to find. There's also way more to the story than this that I can't go into because of spoilers, but trust me, it's wild. What I really want to get across is that if you haven't already, you need to play this game. You're seriously missing out on games of 2025 if you don't give it a try. I'm trying to play all the big releases of the year so I can do my own Game of the Year award type thing, and this has thrown a massive wrench into that because how am I supposed to decide? Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you've played Expedition 33 or if you're planning to.